This is Justin on Tuesday, November 3rd, 2022, looking at SPX. So today we got this opening bear candle gap down from the previous day, and I thought for sure we were going lower because this candle also looks similar to me, similar to how I walked through yesterday's video. So let me show you what looks similar. I'm going to, actually, before I turn off the fibs, we'll leave the fibs on for now. It's just a little easier to see without the fibs. So I'm going to extend this. This was this resistance zone. I'm just going to extend this into tomorrow, and it goes right through the candle today. And the opening candle is pretty much lined up with this, like maybe a little $5 higher and below. And if we rewind the clock, the one that we started it on was the candle, just a little lower than how we opened today. 3-minute candle, and we went lower, and we stayed lower than this range for a while. You can go back and rewatch those videos. That was going back to September 23rd. And I realized this is something I did not mention in the video yesterday. So a little bonus tying things back to yesterday. So this was why I thought we were just going to go on lower. We got it below it, and then we moved right back into the fib. And let me there's an easier way I can just undo. There we go. Okay, so the one thing I forgot to mention is I thought that yesterday's candle, so this candle right here, looked the same as if you just kind of squeezed a little extra bearishness into this candle. Like say, okay, this candle merges into this one, kind of squint and say, oh, okay, yeah, those two together, and these two together come down to this price. And it's like, okay, if we gap down, look where we open, like right here. And then we went lower and, put in a nice hammer there. So we gapped about the same place and then started going lower. And I thought, oh, it's going to look like the same candle. Like it will probably have a little bit of a retest, push back up, and then we'll go lower and come back up to here by the end of the day. And we didn't do that. We're doing something different today in that candle. So you can go back and look at this candle, which was September 23rd, and see what was going on that. And I just want to keep that in mind with the move we had similar to the 21st, and then this gap is similar to the 23rd of September. So that was kind of what I was thinking. Okay, well, maybe that'll happen. We got a nice bounce off of this fib. This is why I need the fibs on still. Nice resting pattern here, kind of bookends, and then that went lower. It's like, oh, here we go. It's going down. Nope, got bought right back up. Indecision candle right on that fib, right at the 10. And if you were playing the 10 EMA, you could have played it off of any of these three, obviously this one being the best one, and played something bearish here. But then none of these bull candles triggered to go lower. And then once we got going up, then this bear candle here triggered, retested with two hammers, and continued up. So there were ways to play this pretty early on, bearish and bullish. Obviously with the gap, you can play it right away. If you don't know the 10 EMA that I'm talking about, then go click on the link in the description and go set up a free account and find the icon for 10 EMA strategy. And there's a whole plan laid out for what to do and how to trade it and rules and all that. And it's actually really useful. So a little bit later then I'm looking, ran into these fibs. We didn't continue higher. It's like, all right, maybe we'll get it back down below. Here's a bull candle closing below 10. Didn't get in on this breakdown. It retested some. It's like, all right, let's take this bearish. That looks like a really nice consolidation here that should push lower. And it did to here, and then it just reversed. And this wasn't far enough down. I was looking for down here. Reversed and got stopped out, and it moved up here. So could have exited for a smaller loss than where I got stopped out. Should have done that if I was quicker to kind of reassess. It's like, okay, we really need to roll now, and then we didn't. And this was just some chop. These bull candles didn't trigger. This another bear candle that did trigger bullish. It did do another retest with a nice little hammer that continued up. This hammer here below the 10 is also a bull candle closing below the 10, which did not trigger. That moved up here. Again, not getting the trigger bearish. Here's a bull candle, didn't go lower right away, actually kind of negated it with this one. And then through here, you have some nice bull candles closing below the 10, and then they start to trigger, and you get a little movement, and then it just reverses. So a really just resting day, back and forth chop. And by the end of the day, so fast forward a little bit here, by the end of the day, we were just making some lower highs, and I'm just going to draw with this some higher lows, and obviously that one's steeper, and that was a, this was a higher high to this one, but still lower from like that if you count what's on the screen. So all that nice consolidation, and then right here you get a really nice bull candle closing above the 10, and just before you get a bear candle closing above the 10. So it was still really choppy at this point, but then all of a sudden you did get a bigger move, not quite far enough down here, but there were some ways to play this. The one caution is that it was a really big day yesterday. Maybe don't look for as big of a move today. So there were things to play, but just look for a smaller gain. Look for an R, half an R, something to scalp. And if you can lose small, that's good too. So stuff like that is better to play out on a day following such a big day. So for some things here at the end of the day, this was the 2:39 p.m. candle Central Time. You can see we've got, let's see, 2:39. So we're already down here. That's on the call. This was the 3750 call. So let's look at the 3725 call. So this was more expensive and then just plummeted. Yeah, so that was at 2:39. It was way up here, and all of a sudden it just started to crush lower. Had the same low around 10 here. That's pretty cool. For a couple of times to be bought off the 10. But then on the put, 2:39 right here, the next candle triggers it. I was setting up an order to get in, and it started to go and then kept going, and I didn't get it. I was looking to just get a small fill at like 0.5, and I think, I should have just moved it up a little bit. So instead of 0.5, I should have just gotten in on the candle even at 1, and it ended up burning quite a bit for that amount of time. So buying at 1 and getting out at anything more than 1 would have been a win for today's kind of candle, but it all ended up going back up to this previous pivot on the option and actually push way past that pivot, even into these levels, with the actual move that it had there. So smaller day. I don't know where we're going next. I mentioned the fibs off. I can always turn back on, and we'll see. Cancel range. There we go. We'll see what's going on. We got 4 bear candles in a row. If we do have another gap down, I'm kind of expecting some sideways action. That's what we got in here. Sideways in action. We have another small body, kind of like this one. So an engulfing candle. If we gap down, I would think some buying may come in. Depends on how far down we gap down. So, but I don't know. Guess we'll have to wait and see. It would make sense though to have some buying. At least have a bull candle soon. In the next 1 or 2 candles is kind of what I'm thinking that we'll have. This was 6 bear candles in a row, so we could do that again, which would mean 2 more bear candles. Here is 5, and then a really strong bull candle. So if we get another, we'll see tomorrow. We'll see on Friday if we have a gap down and a bought up kind of like this. See if something like that might happen on a Friday. If we do, we've got some support down here at this green line. This is from the 923 at 36.47-ish, $36.47 points. So if we were to gap that far down, I would think we'd have some support come in to buy back up. But I've been wrong on like, hey, here's the Phoenix reversal and that bullish dynamic. So I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Hope this helps. This is Justin. Thanks.